Hello and welcome to another week's edition of The Waller Show. Had a fantastic weekend last weekend.
Sure did, Charles. What a weekend to remember, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Supermare Winks. Not in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd be fortunate enough to train a horse like that, but to do it once last year was something, but to go back there and the pre-race build-up was intense. It was well done by everybody and a pleasure to be a part of it, and I think we were pretty well prepared, and I'd even gone down to the final details of if we did get defeated after 12 winning runs, what do I say, how do I treat the media, and continue to treat it professionally was the way I was going to do it. But fortunately, she was
cross that bridge
in a different race altogether. So huge privilege to be a part of it, as I've already said. She did have a minor bang to a hock. There's no marks. It was reported as if there was an abrasion. Well, simply was some sort of an abrasion, but hasn't marked the skin here or anything like that. Did have some swelling, hence a reason for some antibiotics, and well done for the owners to allow me to treat it aggressively, because if you don't treat these things, that's when it can turn into problems. So she'll be back ready to go for the autumn. Never really had a decent break last time out, so this time she'll actually enjoy the paddock and be back, and hopefully a return for the autumn, and obviously
be even better and bigger. Eh?
Possibly, Charles, possibly.
and
it didn't just end there. What a great Quinella, who shot the barman, and Graham Marshall getting the upper hand in the last few strides. They've confirmed they're genuine runners for the Melbourne Cup. Obviously they probably need a little improvement, but you've got to be in to win, and they deserve their second chance, because they didn't get a chance last year.
They didn't. They both got swiped.
It wasn't just a good day in Melbourne. We had a pretty good day in Sydney.
Pretty good day in Sydney as well, with Invincibella absolutely blew them away.
She did it. A very good win.
Blasted the field, and my Giuliano again.
Yeah.
Another good victory for him.
It sure was. There's no way of knowing what horse is going to win there. With the stable had 3 or 4, 5 runners.
Five of the 6, yeah.
My Giuliano got the money. They're in the first 4.
Yeah, first 4.
Yeah. Track was a little bit off at Randwick, but they obviously had a bit of rain enough to make it a touch shifty, but still running pretty good times.
No, they were. And Sabakis on Friday night,
yeah,
he was good.
He certainly was. Kieran McAvoy got his riding fee, certainly well deserved there.
Yeah, absolutely. As did Jason Collett on Pursuit of Honour at Canterbury.
Both similar wins. Both did a bit of work and just got there in the last few strides.
Absolutely.
Both 2 horses to follow too, I might add.
Absolutely, especially right out straight into Flemington. Race 1, the Carbine Club. We've got Nikitas, Kieran McAvoy, barrier 5.
Steps up to a mile, despite a few of the riders saying he struggles at the trip. But we just got to get him to switch off. That barrier draw will allow him to get some cover, which is important, and see how he finishes off.
And in the same race, High Mist, drawn awkward in barrier 10.
Been up a long time. We've decided to go one more, bringing him back in distance, barrier 10. He gets back anyway, probably just needs to find a bit of cover, and the beauty of getting to Flemington over the next 10 days is basically they can win from anywhere, and barrier draws aren't quite as important here, so I think it'll suit Hugh Bowman as well. That's his style of riding, is just allow the horse to settle where he's happy. Those shorter tracks, or Caulfields, your Doombins and those tracks don't really suit a rider like Hugh, but he's at home at Flemington.
Yeah. And our third runner in it, coming through, Michael Walker.
Yeah, very promising horse, and just had the 2 starts. Won his first start well. He was unlucky last start, just got a bit too far back and made his run too late, so he's drawn well also, Charlie, so should get a nice run. Good start to the day with 3 good representatives. Okay,
then into the Census, 1100 Echo Gal having her first run for us.
Yeah, she's running up the straight, barrier 8, so that will tell you she's in the middle of the big 20 horse field. She's a promising filly mare. She's been racing against some good horses constantly throughout her career, and this wouldn't be the strongest race she's competed in, but at the same time she probably needs to improve a touch, but her work's been good, and first time up the straight, so hopefully she's ready to go.
And then into the Lexus. one of the stable favourites, Janoub.
Yeah, Janoub, gate 11 makes it a little bit hard for him because he does seem to lose sight of the bunny if you ride him quiet, so we'll have to go forward, hope for a bit of luck. It's an awkward start just in front of the stand there as they go out of the straight, and then a big lap of the Flemington track. So hasn't been the best track to him, Flemington, but he goes to Melbourne in winning form.
And French Emotion in the mile.
Yeah, she's drawn well. Hugh Bowman aboard. I wouldn't say her run was too disappointing last start. She got back on the Caulfield track. We tried to come through them and get home over the top, but it was tending to favour leaders on the day. So her run was still good. Obviously the addition of the likes of First Seal there. It's going to be very hard to beat a horse like that at weight for age conditions, but hey, we're in with a chance, and she was a Group 2 winner 2 starts ago.
Absolutely. Then into the Derby, we've got 2 in there, Winebush, Joe Moreira.
Yeah, well, he's got the miles on the board. He's had quite a long preparation. He was a winner at Flemington 2 starts ago, and he was another that just struggled with Caulfield a little. He got caught wide on a day that it was very windy, and made up okay ground. If he stays to 2500, he can bounce back this horse. He won't be far away. But obviously, with all 3-year-olds in the Derby, they need to stay the distance. But let's hope he can.
And Tumultuous earned his place last start.
Yeah, he sure did. He should stay. He looks that type of horse. And yeah, his run in the Geelong Classic was very good. He went back from a wide gate, lost probably a bit of sight of the bunny, and again, a leader's dominated day, and that makes it so hard when you do go back. But he made good ground. He just missed second, and again, he's had a good, solid preparation. Be hard to find 2 fitter horses than these 2 on Saturday. Okay,
moving straight into the Canterlot Stakes. We've got 3 in it. Good project, Zach Purton in Barrier 1.
Yeah, good draw for him. He's a sense of timing about this horse. He was unlucky not to have won during the carnival last year, and he was beaten by none other than Managuera. We carried 60 kilos on that day, so he comes into this with a very lightweight, good draw, and yeah, it's a nice race for him. He is a Group 1 winner at the mile, albeit in Western Australia, but thanks to the 2 runs since his break, he's fit and ready to go.
Okay, then we have Macintosh.
Yeah, he's drawn a bit wide. He's got Joe Moreira aboard. Just needs an ounce of luck with gate 12, but again, as we said about the Flemington track, you don't really stress too much about draws. It's all about positioning, making sure you're in the right line as they approach that long Flemington straight. So he's a horse that's got a bit of barrier speed, so he'll get himself out of trouble to some degree. Just need to find a bit of cover to ensure that he's got plenty to finish off the mile.
And finally McCreary, Craig Newett.
Yeah, well, comparing Macintosh to McCreary, Macintosh, he is only having his 3rd start on Saturday for the preparation. McCreary's been up a very long time, basically raced through winter, so we've treated them a little bit differently through their build-up to this race. They're both going into it 4 weeks between runs, but did both have an exhibition gallop last Saturday, and they worked all right.
Yeah, super.
Yeah.
Both jockeys were very happy. So
both got lightweights. Craig Newett's aboard McCreary. Originally we had Tom Berry, but he's been a bit ill through the week.
Yeah, he's been sick.
So at least we've got a good natural rider and Craig Newett aboard, and that's very important. You don't need jockeys wasting too hard on these big days.
No, absolutely. And in the last we have Hugh Bowman on counter-attack.
Yeah, well, counter-attack gets his chance to redeem himself. He was very unlucky in the Sir Rupert Clarke over 1400. The mile was just simply a bit tough for him, I think. He's obviously a sprinter, 1400 metre horse. We've done the best we can just to freshen him up. Blinkers go back on, I think. Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
back on, yeah.
Up the straight, 1200 metres. He was meant to run the Lightning, but just lodged Glenn Boss on the way to the start. Let's hope he can redeem himself here. If he was going to win a Lightning, he'd be hard to beat in this race.
Absolutely. Go straight into Rose Hill.
More runners.
We've got a small field up there, small team up there, but a good team, I think. We've got Pound Sterling, Barrier 1.
Yeah, hasn't been far away, and you can make excuses for a couple of his runs, and he gets his chance here probably before going for a well-earned break and drawn well, which is a big plus. Rory Hutchings aboard. And
then into the 1500 metre race we have Multifacets and apprentice,
yeah,
Kiwi apprentice, Lee Morrigan?
Yeah, he's claims 3 kilos, so that's going to be a big plus. Multifacets. Last up run was only fair. Needs to improve. He's got a wide gate. Don't think that'll be a disadvantage. I'd like to see him get out in the open and not have excuses. So 3 kilo claim. I think it's a good time to be using a claim. No disrespect to the riders that are riding in Sydney, but the likes of your James McDonald's, Hugh Bowmans, your Blake Shins aren't there, so there's not quite the same depth. Still good jockeys there, but when you can't get one of the main ones that are riding on the card, you go for an apprentice, and he's over here on a 2-week scholarship that we do each year. Jason Collett came over, Rory Hutchings, I think Alicia Collett, all gone back and done very well. Danielle Johnson was another one. So yeah, it's good to be able to get these New Zealand young riders that are showing some talent, bring them here. He's thrown in the deep end here. Normally they get a couple of rides at Kembla or Goulburn or somewhere, but
timing is right for him.
Yeah, but he seems a nice boy, and tell you what, it goes a long way when they're polite and respectful towards the stable and staff, and he's certainly been that since being here.
Absolutely. And Pianissimo in the same race?
Yeah, it's a step up to Saturday grade for him, which I think he deserves. He's never far away. Just quickly looking at his form, this preparation, he's had about 6 starts. He's had 1/4, the rest of it all been placings, so not far away. Touch unlucky last start. He's drawn perfectly, and Rory Hutchings knows him extremely well.
And Lapari, who scratched from today?
Like this horse, Charlie. I think he's a nice horse to follow, a good, decent New Zealand horse that's been given a bit of time, starting to mature now. 1500 could be a touch short, and the step up in grade won't be easy for him, but he's a horse to follow, and he'll be hard to beat Saturday.
Okay. Magicus.
Yeah, he's been a bit of an enigma. He's been up for a while. He started his preparation in Melbourne, won a race down there, was unlucky not to have won a couple more. Last start, he never really got into the race. Awkward gate this week, probably 3 wide midfield with a bit of cover will be fine, and it's going better than his form suggests, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. And Metallic Crown resuming?
Yeah, he's trialled well, and showing us glimpses of ability throughout his career, but being a touch disappointing probably over the last 6 months. So I think he's one that improves with a bit of give in the ground, but can't fault him on his work or his trials.
Straight into the 1800 metre race, we've got Torgerson.
Yeah, he's been going well without sort of breaking through. He's got form in the Epsom 2 starts ago, which was a good run. Last start was a bit plain, but there was a dead set leaders bias track that day. You had to be on the fence, you had to be up handy, and that was early in the day, and they just simply never gave the back markers with big weights a chance. So he's well suited to this 1800 metre race. Rory Hutchings aboard.
And Vassal, disappointing last start?
Only the wet track. If you go through his form, you'll see he doesn't like wet tracks. He was going, I think, for about 4 in a row in the winter. Struck a wet track, he got beat on that occasion. Likewise Saturday, he'll also respect the senior rider hopping back aboard in Thomas Huey.
And our last run of the day is Winetails.
Yeah, Lee rides her first up, big weight of 61, so it'll be a welcome relief to get the 3 kilos off. Gate 9's not really going to worry her, she gets back anyway, and hopefully we're not sweating on her to get a winner, because we've got plenty of good chances throughout the day.
Absolutely. Everyone, have a great weekend.
We might even have a little update before Cup Week next week, if anyone wants to watch.
What's the Monday special?
Yeah, a little Monday special. No
Perfect.
extra, be free to good homes.